Gotcha. So I may be live. We don't know. There we
No,
go.
you're
Okay. So last night in class I said that this tonight lasts until after Christmas. So in that I gave an assignment, and the assignment was to pay attention to you, your heart, your mind, what's going on inside of you. If you are in suffering, you need to ask yourself, why am I suffering? What am I telling myself? And I know that sounds crazy, but it's true. I know this because I do it all the time. So I'm going to speak things that may sound, like it can't be, but it can be. And only you can do it. I cannot do it for you, but I can give you tools that were given to me. I can give you those tools, and then you can do it for yourself. Now, if you do it and it works, then keep doing it. If you do it and it doesn't work, then stop. But I can tell you it'll work. I do it all the time. I've seen people do it. I've watched people be in suffering and then come out of suffering, and then go back into suffering and then come back out of suffering, and over again. Why? Because they stop doing their practice. They stop paying attention to their heart, and they start letting this mind that is your ego. This is all this is ego. That's it. Okay? So this mind right here starts controlling your heart, and there you start to suffer right away. That's what happens. Happens every single time. You can't be controlled by this and not suffer. That is, if you hold and go, then you're going to suffer. But if you let this mind is something that steers us right all the time. And we know it because we say, oh, I knew I shouldn't have done that. I felt it. I knew I shouldn't have done that, but I did it. And now this is you having a conversation with yourself, right? Good. You need to have this conversation. This is good. So when you have that conversation, you're talking from your heart to your ego, and you can say, stop. Stop to your ego and move into this peaceful space of balance, right? This is where balance resides. And this is where you don't have to suffer. You don't have to suffer. There is suffering in this world. No doubt about it. There's suffering. There's a cause for the suffering. I'm telling you, right? There's a cause. There's a way not to suffer, right? There's a path to get out of it. And then there's non-suffering. There's not having to suffer at all. That's a beautiful space to be in. It's wonderful. So I'm going to give to you tonight the step by step once again, right? I'm going to give it to you again so that you can have it, and you can refer to it, and you can help yourself, help your heart grow. Like, let your ego go away and your heart grow, and then the world becomes beautiful. And you can do this on your own. You don't have to have somebody to do it. You can do it. So this is the lesson tonight. This is what I'm going to give you. So first of all, you have to pay attention to your heart. If this mind starts speaking, you have to say, is this the truth? Is it true? The answer is no. It's always no. If you're speaking in here, it's no. The answer is no. If you're creating suffering inside yourself, it's not true. Whatever you're telling yourself, it's not a truth. So you say to yourself, that's not a truth. I know it's not a truth because it's making me suffer. This is how you know, right? This is the dead giveaway. If you're starting to suffer and you're telling yourself something, you know it's a lie. So you can let it go. And then you say to yourself, oh, I'm sorry for that judgment, because whatever it was judging because you made yourself feel bad, right? So I'm sorry for that judgment. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you because I have this beautiful soul inside of me, right? It's beautiful. It's just lovely. You've forgotten. You've forgotten who you were. It's okay. We all have forgotten, but we're starting to remember. Now we're remembering bit by bit, little by little. We start remembering that we are loving kindness inside of us. We are that. Little by little, bit by bit. It's okay. Sometimes it takes longer than you want it to. It's okay. But all you have to do is keep practicing. So you have to speak truth inside yourself all the time. It's not going to happen overnight. You don't. If you go into the suffering, then you're going to do these steps. You're going to speak the truth inside of yourself. Okay. So, what is causing my suffering? It's a thought that I had. What was that thought I had? And you have to be truthful to yourself. You can't tell yourself a big story and expect this to work. You have to be brutally honest with yourself. So, what was that story I was telling myself? Was it about the past or the future? Because I know it couldn't have been this moment in time, right? So, was it the past or the future? Oh, okay. It was the past. Let's take the past first, right? It was the past. Oh, I was going down memory lane about something that caused me suffering. But it's not a truth today. No, it's not true today because today it's not happening. It's not even true because it's not happening today. So it's a lie I'm telling myself. Oh, okay. I can let that go because it's not true anymore, right? It's not true. So I'm going to let that go. But what is it that I keep bringing it up, bringing it up, bringing it up? I got to get to the root, right? I was saying earlier, we have to dig deep inside ourselves to find what the cause is. What are we doing? Why do we keep bringing that up? What is it? And then we have to off and it grows back bigger, right? You think you got rid of it. No. Even if you pull it, but you leave a little bit of the root down in there, it's going to grow back, right? This is what happens. It's the same with the suffering. If you just scratch the surface of it and don't tell yourself the complete truth, then it's going to come back and it comes back and it comes back because you're just whacking it off at the at the top. You're not getting to the root of it. But you have to get down deep inside of yourself. And you have to really let go of all that stuff that you've been telling yourself for eons, right? Our entire life, we've talked trash about ourselves. It's nobody else in here. It's nobody else in here. It's you talking that about yourself. When we sit with somebody and we go, oh, they're thinking this about me, right? We do this. We do this to ourselves. We say, oh, they're thinking this about me. I know they are. But then if you actually speak it, right? The person is like, what are you talking about? I never thought that of you at all. I thought you were this beautiful person. That never entered my mind, right? This is a conversation our ego has inside of us. See, the ego isn't always boosting you up. Matter of fact, it never boosts you up. It's really the thing that tears you down. Well, if I don't do this, they're not going to like me. Ego, and it's tearing you down. That's not a truth. It's not a truth. If you speak truth inside yourself, you are going to set yourself free. But you have to dig down and get rid of all the root, the entire root of all this stuff you've been telling yourself your entire life. And you have to be honest. Oh, okay, I do this because I want them to recognize me, right? I want them to make me feel good by saying, "Oh, you did that." Okay, that's a truth that you tell yourself, right? You're telling yourself this truth because you're creating suffering inside of you. The holidays are coming, right? I said that last night. Holidays are coming. So we tend to overdo in the holidays. We tend to buy things that we can't afford to buy. We buy everybody gifts. And when people we don't even talk to all year long, we're going to buy them a gift. Here you go. Why? Because we want to hear how good we are. Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you so much. No, no, you're destroying yourself. Don't do that to yourself. You know, really, Christmas has been made into this commercial holiday where the merchants make a lot of money off of you. Yeah, and if you can't afford to buy something for somebody, don't worry. You can charge it and we'll make interest. See? We'll make a lot of interest. We'll still make money off of you. See? But what if you made your gifts? I mean, if you want to give somebody something, look inside your house. Find the thing that you like the most and give it away. What? What? What would happen? Hmm? See? You're taming your ego now. You're taming the ego. It's not so much you want to give it to them anymore, right? You don't want to give it. No. Give them my favorite thing? Huh, no. No, no, no. So don't give them anything. That's a truth. See? Then you can be truthful. Hey, you know what? This year I can't afford to buy for everybody. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a gathering of love. We're all going to sit around and say something nice about each other. How about that? How many family gatherings do you go to that people actually sit around and say something nice? Right? Half the time, they're in arguments about something. Let's start a new trend this year. Let's do a Christmas of love giving. No presents. You can't buy anything. You just say something nice to each other. Right? I don't care, COVID. I don't care. Have people come and give them love. You're not going to get COVID from love. I'm going to tell you. If you're giving love from your heart, COVID can't live in that. People might think I'm crazy. I speak truth. Give love. That will change the world. It will be the gift that keeps giving, right? Hallmark, the gift that keeps giving, right? That's baloney. That's baloney. They have this little thing to get you to buy their Hallmark card because they cost more than the ones you get at the Dollar Tree, right? But, oh, they're fancy and they're Hallmark. Oh, no, give love. That's the gift that keeps on giving. If you are kind to somebody, hey, I know, get your family, load them up in the car, take all your, like, not all, but some of your blankets, some socks, some warm sweaters, and go down and give it to the homeless people who are freezing cold. How about that? That's giving, right? That's a beautiful thing to do. And it will, if you do something like that, it gives to you more than you can ever imagine, but you don't do it because it's going to give you something back. You do it out of love and kindness because you know someone is in need and you have something that will help them, right? Now, what about Christmas like that? That would be a true Christmas. That would be something where there was no suffering. because you wouldn't be stressing over how much money you spent, right? You wouldn't be stressing over if they're going to like your present or not. Because I'm going to tell you, those homeless people, they're beautiful people and they'll take whatever you give them. It's not that a lot of them have had money in the past. They know what it's like. You know, somebody said to me, I'm going to take this to Goodwill and I'm going to give it to Goodwill. I said, well, you could just go to give it to the homeless, right? Oh, no. Well, I'm going to give them this because I don't want this. I'm like, oh, okay. Why don't you give them something that you would want, right? Not something that you wouldn't. Why would they want something you don't want? Right? I mean, think about this. Think about our logic in all of this. See, I'm trying to teach you how to love inside. This is love inside of your heart. And really, when you look in there, it's there. It's not, you know, it's hidden by all the stuff that we've had piled up on it. But eventually, as you take the layers off, it's like taking the layers of the onion, right? Eventually, it's sometimes sweet, sometimes it makes you cry, but and you may cry through this process. Most of us do because it touches your heart to touch someone else's heart. Ah, it's beautiful. This is really what giving is about, you know? And if you believe in Christmas and Jesus and all that, that's what Jesus was about. He went around and gave to people who didn't have. He loved Mary Magdalene, the whore, right? Reached down and took her hand. Get up off the ground. Yeah, even though I teach meditation, I know the Bible. I know the Christian. I know Jesus, right? That's what he was about. He was about loving kindness. Buddha, about loving kindness. Any religion you look at, you're going to find it. That's the core. That's the magic. That's what brings peace. But see, we live in a world that they don't want peace because when you're at peace, they cannot control. Right? So live inside your peace, inside yourself. Doesn't matter what's going on outside, right? That doesn't matter. You cannot change out there. You can only change in here. By changing in here, it does something around you. You can't think, I'm going to change this person. This person needs to change. Oh, look what they're doing. See, we say that, and then really what we need to do is point that finger right inside here. Because it doesn't matter what anybody else is doing. If we're not doing it, we need to look in here. It's not out there. We cannot change the world. We can only change us, and that changes the world. That is what changes the world. All the Dalai Lama, he didn't go around telling people, you got to do this, you got to do this. He lives it inside himself. People come and ask him, then he says, oh, well, this is what I do. But he doesn't go around going, oh, you better stop that, right? He lives it. And people come and say, what would you recommend? Then he'll say, oh, well, this is what I do. And you know what it is? Loving kindness. It's loving kindness. It's being mindful of loving kindness. This is all it is. But you have to do it inside yourself first. You can't look outside yourself and say, "Oh, it's somewhere out there and that's how it's going to get done." No. It doesn't get done out there. It gets done in here. I couldn't go and do this. And like I've studied with many, many masters. I can't even count how many master monks I've sat with. And not one of them told me to go out and look at everybody and find it out there. They all said, do it for you. Do it inside of you. When you do it inside of you, then you'll start to see the world change. That's how the world will change, is by us changing. And we have to really pay attention inside our own heart. This is where it is. It's not, you can buy all the Himalayan salt lamps. You can buy all the mala sets. You can buy all these things outside of yourself and think that this is going to do it. The Buddha statues or the Prince of Jesus or whatever. You can buy all of these things outside of yourself, but none of those are going to work. You have to do it inside of you. You have to look inside and pull the weeds from the root and get the garbage out. You have to, and how do you do that? By speaking truth inside yourself. Don't tell yourself these stories. We say to each other, how you doing? Oh, I'm good. How you doing? When we know inside we're feeling like crap. We don't speak our truth ever. And I'm not saying everybody feels like crap. I'm saying when you do and somebody says how you doing and you're like, oh, I'm really good today, and inside you're just all then you're not speaking your truth. You're lying to them and you. But if you say, you know what, I'm having a rough day today, that would be a truth. If it's true, right? That would be a truth. Because, and a lot of times, people say that, how you doing? They don't want to know. But if you spoke your truth, what would happen? If you spoke your truth, what would happen? Somebody would stop, right? They'd stop. It'd make them think, oh, you are? Compassion would start. It would blossom. It just be a little spark of compassion. That's all you need. All the time, speak your truth. I'm not saying go call somebody, names. That's not a truth. That's something that you're feeling, and that's your ego. I'm saying speak the truth inside yourself. If you're having a hard time and you're suffering over something, speak it. Speak it to yourself. You don't have to go shout it to the world. But the only way to pull that weed out by the root is to speak the truth inside yourself. Okay, so I'm having a hard time. Why am I having a hard time? What am I telling myself? What am I telling myself? See, you have to look at it. You have to speak this to yourself. You have to know what you're saying inside your own mind. A lot of times we'll go, I don't know what I'm thinking. Don't tell yourself that. That's a lie. You're the only one in there. If you don't know what you're thinking, who does? You need to pay attention because you're telling yourself things. This right here is speaking to you. Pay attention. It'll sneak up. It'll do the sneaky sneak. And then what happens? You go into suffering. But if you pay attention, you're digging down to the root. You're digging down to the root, down to the root. By every time you tell yourself a truth, you're getting down to the root, taking out the dirt, and you're getting to the root of that weed. Every time you tell yourself a truth. And then pretty soon, You're all the way to the bottom of that root, and you can just take it out like this. Because now you're living in truth. You're living in truth inside your heart. And then no longer do you tell yourself these stories of how bad you are, or what all the garbage that we tell ourselves. I'm not good enough, or whatever. Those are all lies. Those are all lies that you tell yourself. So get down to the root. Know what your mind is saying. Know it. Be aware, right? The monks used to say that to me all the time. Be aware. Be aware. They weren't just saying be aware for no apparent reason. They were saying be aware of your thoughts. Be aware of your actions, because you're creating your world, right? We'd walk. You had to pay attention where you're walking. There were snakes there that were venomous, right? They could bite you if you weren't paying attention. And they're not going to warn you, right? They don't warn you. They like you, be aware, pay attention. This is you. Do you? If we are so busy doing other people and we're not doing us, then we miss it. We get bit by that snake. Our mind sometimes is that sneaky snake, and it bites us because we're not aware of what we're thinking. What are you thinking? What are you thinking? You need to ask yourself this on a regular basis. What am I thinking? What was that thought? Oh, I felt something kind of like maybe a little sadness. What was I thinking? Right? Pay attention. What was I thinking? And when you know what you were thinking, you can say, that wasn't a truth. Let it go. The right view, the right thought, right? The right livelihood. What's the right livelihood? We're talking about Christmas. I just went over what the right livelihood was, right? Being kind, being loving. That's the right livelihood. Doesn't necessarily mean your job. It means being kind and loving in your heart, in your soul, right? The right speech. What are you telling yourself? What are you speaking to others? These are important. Like, I've been over them, but I glazed over them. And then I may have dug a little bit, but I'm telling you, step by step, this is important. If you do these things, it will free you. Your mind will be free. Your soul will be free. You will no longer be in suffering. You will be in this space of bliss, which is even, Ubeka, even, right? That's where you will be, in balance. Beautiful. It's beautiful in balance. When you're in balance, it's a beautiful place. Even. Not too dark, not too light, right? So the only way to do that is to speak the truth inside yourself. Right view, right speech, right livelihood, right action, right? Right thought. What are you thinking? What are you thinking? Know it inside yourself. Ask yourself these questions. It's important. What are you thinking? And when you answer, know what it is. If you're in suffering, what is it? And what is ego? It's a lie you're telling yourself. If you're in suffering and you say to yourself, what am I thinking? Whatever it is, you're telling yourself a big fat story. That's all it is. It's a story. It's like you were reading a book and you go into this story that isn't real. It's not real. When you're reading a book and you get all caught up in this book, and it's almost like you're inside the book, right? You're inside this fantasy world that you're reading about, right? Is that real? No, it's not real. This is the same thing that happens inside your mind all the time. All the time. You're going into this world that does not exist. And then you tell yourself it's real, and then you make yourself feel sad. Don't do that. When you read that book and you're in it, and all of a sudden tears are flowing down your face and you're crying because you've gone into a fantasy world that isn't real. And you've brought up all these emotions about something that isn't real. This is what we do to ourselves all the time. And I laugh because it's such a truth, right? It's so true. If you just recognize this, you can stop your suffering like that. You can stop it. It will go away because you have spoken the truth inside yourself. And you start to cultivate love and kindness, right? Be kind to yourself. Oh, it's okay. It's all right. I went to the fantasy world. It's okay. I'm back in real life now. It's all right. Right? This is really, I mean, if you can just picture it like this, I'm trying to make it as simple as I can so that people can really grasp it inside themselves. This is the truth. I'm just telling you the truth on how to do it. I try every week to figure out another way. I don't really try. That's a story. That's a lie. I don't really try because it just comes. Like it comes every single week. I don't make a plan. I don't write anything down. I don't have any idea what I'm going to talk about or what I'm going to say until I'm right here. That's the truth. And so I hope that as I'm speaking, this connects with people and their heart feels it and they can understand it. Because I can tell you when I was taught, they didn't speak regular English. It was a whole something that, I really had to have an open heart to be able to understand. Because they speak in a whole nother language, literally and figuratively, And so when I was taught, there wasn't somebody going, okay, it's like you're reading a book. They were, saying, what was it, Makiadama 37, or, who knew what that was? Yeah, I didn't know what that was. I had to go look it up. Yeah. So, I'm trying to make it simple so that inside yourself, you can picture it. You can see it without any, you know, conflict inside yourself. You can just say, oh, okay, I'm reading the book again. Let me let it go. Let me close that up and throw it away. That book wasn't a good one, right? How many times have you read a book and couldn't get through it because it was so bad, right? Yeah. This is that book. Close it up, throw it away. You don't have to keep reading it. It's not necessary, you know. It's not a good book. Close it. Throw it away. You're the author of your own book. You're the author. So you can create this goodness inside of yourself. You don't need a book. You don't need the chatter. You can just feel the love in your heart and generate it out. You can feel it inside yourself and try to give people that love. Oh, that's where it happens. You feel that love inside yourself, and you see someone that might be suffering, and you can give them a hand. Take them a sweater or a coat or a hat, blanket. Listen to their story, right? Ah, that's loving kindness right there. What if we all did that at one time? Ooh, the universe might stop. You know, it would be a beautiful thing. Magical things could happen if we did that. But see, we can't look outside and expect someone else to do it. We have to do it inside ourselves. Don't look at anybody else. It doesn't matter what they're doing because you can't change anyone else. Only you. You can change you. So you look inside your heart and you feel that love in there because it's filled or you wouldn't be here, right? You wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be watching this. You know, you have to look inside your heart because it's there. Your heart is lovely. It's a beautiful heart. So you look in there and you marinate that heart. Give it love, right? Give yourself love. How many times have we done that? Like put our hands on our heart and gave ourselves love. It feels good, really. It feels good when you do that. And then you give it to someone else. Oh, and it just, you'll see the glow on them. See, it's like magic. When you have the love in your heart and you feel it inside, and then you share it with someone, it makes them glow. It's like, a firefly or Tinkerbell or whatever when she would go around, tink, and oh, glow, right? That's you. That's all of us. When we cultivate the love inside our heart, we're the little Tinkerbell giving the love out. And it makes people glow. It makes them shine. I know I do it every day. I do it every single day of my life. It's a beautiful thing. And that, like when you're not suffering, and then you're sharing that non suffering, right, with someone else, because that's loving kindness. When you're not suffering, you're in loving kindness. That's how you know, because you're not suffering. Then you know, oh, I'm in loving kindness. I'm not suffering, right? That's how you know. So then you're like, oh, I got to share this with someone. Let me go and sprinkle a little loving kindness out to someone else. And it will grow. It will grow. That's how we change the world. Not by going, oh, they need to be doing this. We need to be doing this. If I do this and I do it, oh, I give you a little love and you a little love and you a little love. And all of a sudden, everybody's like shining and glowing and loving, right? Then they see somebody and they feel that love, right? That person that they see because they just got a lot of love from you. And then they're like, oh man, I met this girl and she was so nice and kind. And then they've got all this love going on and they're giving it to whoever they're talking to. That's how it gets shared. It's not by accident that happens. But see, that's why we have to do us. It doesn't get spread any other way. So the first thing we have to do is us. We have to do us. We have to be truthful, be loving and kind, right view, right speech. I'm going over it again because I want you guys to remember it. So we're going to have, 2-3 weeks where we don't have these classes. But the good thing is there's classes online, right? You can go back and watch them. I don't even have to be here. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. I've been doing them twice a week since I got back from Thailand. So I don't know how many there is, but there's a lot. Yeah, at least 20. So you can go back and you can, if you feel like you need a little pet me up or whatever, you can go back and you can do a review, right? And there's a lot of them. You can pick and choose. If you see one and you start to listen to it and it's not hitting you, close it down, get another one. Doesn't matter, right? Really, because at different times you're going to feel the need for different things, right? All depends on what's going on in here. Yeah, you'll hear different things, and every time you watch it, you'll get something else out of it. It won't be the same thing every time. Every time you watch it, you'll get something else out of it, something new. It's funny how that works, but it's true. So I'm saying I may not be here physically for the next 2 or 3 weeks, but I'm online and you can watch those, and they will be just as good as if I'm here. And I'm going to say that if you do that, you're taking care of yourself. Not necessarily watching me, but I'm just saying if you take the time to do that, if you haven't seen them all, then go watch one. And then they're free. Like you don't need to give any money. They're free. You can take care of yourself for free. How about that? So you can just go and listen to whatever. If you don't like it, turn it off, get another one. You don't like that one, turn it off, get another one. If you don't like any of them, don't watch them. I'm okay with that, you know. But do your heart, be loving and kind to yourself. I'm just saying, if you want to watch those, you can if you need a little help or a pick me up. But if you don't, do you anyway. Do you inside. Love yourself. Be kind to yourself and spread that joy, right? 'Tis the season to be jolly, right? They have all these little sayings, right? But who really abides by them? You know, they mean something. Think about it. What does it mean? Look inside your heart. It means something. The whole thing about Christmas wasn't about buying things. It was never about buying things. So really get inside your own heart and give love and kindness, because that's really what it's all about. It's about loving kindness. You have to start with yourself first, because you cannot give what you do not have. And if you do not love yourself, you cannot love other people. You may think you do, but I'm telling you, once you understand how to truly love yourself, you'll realize that what you were giving wasn't true love. And then you'll realize, the true love is such a beautiful thing. And the more you give it to yourself, the more you can give to others. And that is magical. It's magical. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. So we've got about 15 minutes, give or take. So we're going to do the our little 9-minute meditation that we have. And I do this one because it's such a, you know, beautiful, beautiful thing, I think. Um, and it's really given love and kindness to everybody, right? May all beings be well, right? So let's see if I can bring it up. It's thinking right now. See, when we get our love energy flowing, right? Sometimes we have issues with electronics. Right, come on. Bear with me. Here it is, I think. Let's see. I believe this is it. We'll know in just a second. It's thinking. We're going to have a commercial. I love the commercials.
Celebrate from anywhere.
There it is.
Catch up from anywhere. Dine in from anywhere. Anywhere is possible when you're...
All right. So get yourself situated so you're comfortable. If you cannot sit cross-legged, it's okay. Just get comfortable so that you're sitting straight up. You're going to breathe from your stomach. So when you breathe in, your stomach's going to go out, and when you breathe out, your stomach will go in. And this little metta chant is about 9 minutes. So just sit up straight, close your eyes, let yourself go. Just breathe in and out, and let your mind be free from all the suffering. Bring loving kindness into your mind. Actually, that's not it. Hold on. I have to get the one that has English because I want everyone to be able to understand. It's thinking again. Yep, thinking. Here we go. All right. So get in a comfortable position again. Close your eyes. Clear your mind. Take a breath in. Let it out. Breathe in. Let it out.
May I be free from enmity and danger. May I be free from mental suffering. May I be free from physical suffering. May I take care of myself happily. May my parents, teachers, relatives, and friends, fellow Dharmafarers, be free from enmity and danger. Be free from mental suffering. Be free from physical suffering. May they take care of themselves happily. May all yogis in this compound be free from enmity and danger. Be free from mental suffering. Be free from physical suffering. May they take care of themselves happily. May all monks in this compound, novice monks, laymen and laywomen disciples, be free from enmity and danger. Be free from mental suffering. Be free from physical suffering. May they take care of themselves happily. May our donors of the four supports be free from enmity and danger. Be free from mental suffering. Be free from physical suffering. May they take care of themselves happily. May our guardian devas in this monastery, in this dwelling, in this compound, may the guardian devas be free from enmity and danger, be free from mental suffering, be free from physical suffering. May they take care of themselves happily. May all beings, all breathing things, all creatures, all individuals, all personalities, may all females, all males, all noble ones, all worldlings, all deities, all humans, all those in the four woeful planes, be free from enmity and danger, be free from mental suffering, be free from physical suffering. May they take care of themselves happily. May all beings be free from suffering. May whatever they have gained not be lost. All beings are owners of their karma. In the eastern direction, in the western direction, in the northern direction, in the southern direction, in the southeast direction, in the northwest direction, in the northeast direction, in the southwest direction, in the direction below, in the direction above. May all beings, all breathing things, all creatures, all individuals, all personalities, may all females, all males, all noble ones, all worldlings, all deities, all humans, all those in the four woeful planes, be free from enmity and danger, be free from mental suffering, be free from physical suffering. May they take care of themselves happily. May all beings be free from suffering. May whatever they have gained not be lost. All beings are owners of their karma. As far as the highest plane of existence, to as far down as the lowest plane, in the entire universe, whatever beings that move on earth, may they be free from mental suffering and enmity. May they be free from physical suffering and danger. As far as the highest plane of existence, to as far down as the lowest plane, In the entire universe, whatever beings that move on water, may they be free from mental suffering and enmity. May they be free from physical suffering and danger. As far as the highest plane of existence, to as far down as the lowest plane. In the entire universe, whatever beings that move in air, may they be free from mental suffering and enmity. May they be free from physical suffering and danger.
All right. So at the beginning of that, she started it by saying, "May I be free from suffering, from enmity," right? May I. She started with herself, right? You have to start with yourself. And then she said, may everybody, like they went through everybody, everything, every entity, every being, wishing them to be free from suffering. It's what we all want, right? To be free from suffering. And all it is loving kindness inside yourself, for yourself. That is the freedom from suffering. Don't tell yourself the story. Close the book. Throw it away. Burn it if you have to. Let it go. Nothing that happened before is real now. And nothing that is going to happen in the future is not real now. It's a story you're telling yourself. Even if it's about Christmas, it's not here, right? So it's a story you've made up. You've written a book to create suffering in your life, to make yourself cry while you read this book. You don't have to do that anymore. Set yourself free. Give yourself love. Be kind to yourself. That is the world. It's inside of you. And once you do that, it will start to change the world around you. So I'm going to say, I hope everyone has peace and love and kindness during this holiday season. I hope you are free from suffering. I hope that you can find love in your heart for yourself and for everyone else. And I hope that that is your Christmas present.